I must say the Grammy ceremony was one of the best in years. I wasn't going to tune in, I was just going to wait for the winners to be announced online, but ultimately I gave in. But I enjoyed the show much more than the past few years. The pacing was better, we got to see all the stars, some great performances, a few duds. I liked how they grouped all the new artists together with performances, but allowed them to shine at their own pace. Doechie's performance was excellent. I think she was really the standout performer for me. It was also nice to see legends like Diana Ross as a presenter. Miley Cyrus didn't perform a song, but she's always performing when on stage. She was presenter. But what I like about Miley is that she's just an entertainer to her core. Whenever she's on stage, whether that's talking or performing, there's just never a dull moment. She is just charisma personified. But enough of my mini recap of the show, let's talk about the awards and the winners. For Best Country Album, we have Cowboy Carter, and I feel like this one was a given. I do think there are other good albums in this category. If it wasn't going to Beyonce, I thought it would go to Chris Stapleton or Lainey Wilson, but Cowboy Carter has a lot of good stuff on it, and I do think it is the most daring album in this category. For Best Country Duo Performance, we have Two Most Wanted by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus, also a given. Not surprised by this one bit. For Best Country Solo Performance, we have It Takes a Woman by Chris Stapleton, and I thought it would go to Shaboozey or Beyonce, but I'm also not surprised that it went to Chris Stapleton, because Chris Stapleton is a bit of a Grammys darling, and he has fantastic work under his belt. For Best Country Song, we have The Architect by Casey Musgraves, and I can't say I would have predicted that one to win, just because I don't feel like it's a strong Casey song. But the real shocker to me is that it didn't go to Shaboozey. For Best Rap Album, we have Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii. And I'm so glad she got this. I wasn't sure if she would just because she's up against some heavy hitters, but she definitely has the strongest project in this category. She's a breath of fresh air, and I'm ready to hear this album. For Best Rap Song, we have Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Who didn't see this coming? Literally no one else stood a chance, let's be real. Best Melodic Rap Performance, we have 3 AM by Rhapsody and Erykah Badu, and I really like this collaboration. I think it was very tasteful. For Best Rap Performance, we also have Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. For Best R&B Album, we have 11:11 by Chris Brown, and I think full stop, this is the weakest album in this category. It could have literally went to anyone else in this category. I just think at this point in his career, Chris Brown is a bona fide singles artist. I'm also a little shocked that he won due to some of his controversies, but love him or hate him, Chris Brown has remained a relevant figure within R&B. I wouldn't say he's remained one of the most consistent or best artistically, but he has remained popular. I definitely don't think he deserved this, either way you twist it. For Best Progressive R&B Album, we had a tie with Wild Lord and So Glad to Know You. For Best R&B Song, we have Saturn by SZA. For me, it was either between SZA or Tim's, so I'm glad SZA got it. For Best R&B Performance, we have Made For Me by Money Long, and I'm so glad she got it. This song made such a huge splash this year. For Best Dance/Electronic Album, we have Brat by Charlie XCX, well deserved. If it would have gone to anything besides Brat, I would have been very concerned. For Best Dance Pop Recording, we have Von Dutch by Charlie XCX, also well deserved. It's state-of-the-art dance pop. It reminds me of a modern day Piece of Me by Britney Spears. For Best Pop Vocal Album, we have Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Now, I do like Short and Sweet, but I can't say I think it's the strongest album front to back in this category. My pick definitely would have been Hit Me Hard and Soft, but besides Hit Me Hard and Soft, I think it was between, in my eyes, it was between Chaperone and Billie Eilish. But I'm not mad at Sabrina winning because it's not a bad album, I'm just like, okay. For Best Pop Duo/Group Performance, we have Die With A Smile with Bruno Mars and Gaga. And I can't say I'm surprised at this, it's the most obvious Grammy bait song. And it just fits all the criteria of a song that the Grammy voters would traditionally vote for. But I obviously was rooting for Guess by Charli XCX and Billie Eilish. It would have been nice to see a left field pop song get that recognition in a pop category for once. For Best Pop Solo Performance, we have Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Once again, I thought it would be between Good Luck Babe by Chaperone or Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. And once again, I can't be mad at Espresso because it is a true pop bop in every sense of the word. For Best New Artist, we have Chaperone. And I thought either Chapo or Doechii would get it. For Song of the Year, we have Not Like Us. This song is such a monster and so unstoppable. I thought it would be between Not Like Us, Good Luck Babe, or Birds of a Feather. And Kendrick reigned supreme. For Album of the Year, we have Cowboy Carter, Beyonce's long-awaited Album of the Year win. And I think there are many times that Beyonce could have arguably won, but I think Renaissance definitely deserved to win. And you know, there's been a lot of talk about this being a corrective win, and I don't think this is Beyonce's strongest record. but I can say that about a lot of previous Album of the Year wins as well. I do think albums like Brat and Hit Me Hard and Soft are more concise, but I don't think Cowboy Carter is devoid of good material. If anything, I think its length works against it more than anything else. American Requiem is one of my favorite Beyonce songs ever. I know it's not Beyonce's best record, but I think in the context of the Album of the Year contenders, it does make a lot of sense for a win. And then I thought about some of the recent Album of the Year winners in recent history, and I wouldn't categorize any of them as the artist's best besides maybe Folklore. So even when an album of Beyonce's isn't amongst her best, it's still usually above the average pop. So all I have to say is well-deserved Beyonce, it's long overdue. For Record of the Year, we have Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar literally swept. I wonder how Drake feels knowing that all of his peers voted for this. This song is unstoppable and it's not even on an album, which is insane. Because usually people sweep with album cycles. This is just one song. And I do think it genuinely checks all the boxes. It's well performed, it's well written, it's well produced, and it has the cultural impact to top it all off. I do think these Grammy wins are pretty decent. There's nothing offensively bad that won, and there's nothing that I feel is super argument worthy. The only thing is, I do feel like Billie Eilish should have won, whether that be in the pop category or the main categories. I think Hit Me Hard and Soft or Birds of a Feather deserve to take home something. Out of all the nominees, I think she's the only one that was truly snubbed. I think you can also argue that Shaboozey was snubbed, at least in the country categories. But that's pretty much it. I feel like everyone who had a sizable year last year got to eat this ceremony. Or almost everyone, I should say. Sabrina got a few Grammys, Charli XCX got 3, Beyonce got a few, Kendrick swept, Chapel won, Doechii got her flowers. I feel like it was a pretty good representation of pop culture in 2024. And cultural impact as well. Besides Billie, but that about concludes my thoughts. Let me know what you think about these wins down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Who are you rooting for? And who do you think was snubbed? Tell me in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.